and welcome back to another beautiful episode of Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. And today we have a beautiful guest, Sanet Van Breda, all the way from South Africa. I am so happy and grateful to have you here on this podcast, and I can't wait to hear your wisdom and knowledge you're going to share with us. So, Sanet, welcome.
Thank you, my beautiful Ava. I could not wait to be here with you and share my story with you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and whatnot. So go ahead, dear.
So, my beautiful Ava, thank you so much for having me on the show and also letting me share my experience, my life path, if I can call it like that. So, I am a voice amplifier. I create spaces and stages for incredible souls to give us their wisdom, their brilliance, and their transformative stories through all my platforms. I've got a few TV shows. I've got a beautiful global heart-centered magazine called Diamond Moment Magazine. And you will hear, and you are also part of the Diamond Beauties Forever. Everything in my naming convention is diamonds and soul and beauty. So because I had to get my own beauty, found my own beauty before I could see other people's beauty in my eyes, if I can call it like that. I was in corporate all my life. One of the things that I really from an early age, I wanted to take care of other people, and I did a good job. I took care of so many people, but in hindsight, I really didn't take good care of myself. So I'm going to show you a picture and try and see if I can get the glare out of it. So let me just go this side. So that was me 5 years ago, this one. And now I lost 165 pounds. 5 years ago, I made
Congratulations.
this. Thank you. 5 years ago, I made a decision that I want to live and I don't want to die. And it was very hard. It was the hardest journey I ever have embarked on, but I had to do it. I really wanted to do it for my grandson. It was first for my grandson, but the more I lost the weight, the more I started to love myself unconditionally. The more I also wanted to do it for me. And I said to my grandson about 2 years ago, I said to him, Omi is granny in my home language, Afrikaans. And I said, Omi wants to be 120. But my grandson was 7, he is now 9 years old. And he said, Omi, will you have teeth? I said, I want to be 120. And he said, Omi, will you have teeth? I said, yes, my grandson, I will have teeth. He said, oh, Omi, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So the other day he asked me, Omi, do you still want to be 120? So we didn't discuss this in 2 years. And he asked me the other, Omi, oh, you still want to be 120 years old? I said, yes. He said, Omi, I'm so happy because then it means you will be able to see my children.
Oh,
And it was for me, I actually had tears in my eyes, but because for me, that was so beautiful. And I said, and yes, just remember Zanderkie, I call him Zanderkie, Omi will have teeth. Oh, he laughed at me. It was so funny. But for me, making that decision to take control of my life and love myself unconditionally have shaped my trajectory. And I didn't know I'm going to struggle with the word, but trajectory.
you got it.
So,
You got it.
yeah, I've got it. I've shaped my life forever. I was in corporate all my life. And then in 2020, December 2020, the work retrenched me. I didn't know what I'm going to do. Uh, in April 2020, the world opened for us, for me here in South Africa. It was my first Zoom meeting. It was my first global meeting with a lot of people around the world on Zoom. I attended a lot of classes. I didn't really like the way that people were treating each other. Because if you don't spend money with the person that's venue it was, they didn't have time for you. And then I don't know, there is definitely something about Africa because when people, you will tell people you're from South Africa, they really don't want to have anything to do with you because I think there is a lot of scamming out of Africa. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I decided in June 2021, I want to create a group of ladies that can love each other in good times and in bad times. And the Diamond Beauties Forever started the 1st of August 2021. And almost in a few days, on Friday, on Thursday, we will be 3 years old. So I'm truly excited for everything coming my way, for not being in corporate, because I feel value, I feel seen, and I create that space where I can show anyone they are valued beyond measures. They matter. So for me, changing and being in this space where I am, I love it. I love it. I love it. I know it's a long story, but I am sticking to my story.
And it's a beautiful story, and I am so happy you shared that with our listeners because it is truly inspiring. Like when I first met you, I was like, wow, this lady is like a beacon of light right there. Like she can light up the whole room. Like I loved it. And I'm so happy to be in the same book with you, which is, by the way, called The Ripple Effect of Impact, and it is coming out August 20th. So we're so excited. And there's Sunny's chapter. And her chapter is called Forgiving Yourself, Letting Go of Shame and Regret. So I can't wait to read it. I just got this book, so I haven't had time to read it yet, but I will. So we're super excited. So please tell me, my dear, what inspired you to write for the Ripple Effect of Impact?
So my beautiful Kathy Dirksen is part of the Diamond Beauties for a long time already. I think almost 2 years. And she asked me if I could be in her book compilation. And my heart was so overwhelmed because she showed me the picture and she said, you made a ripple effect in my life.
Wow.
And that was a true testament of you, if you can show people how amazing they are, never expecting something back, and then they bestow a gift on you like Kathy did for me. It was truly an honor to be in the book. So I also cannot wait to read all of your stories. And through Kathy, I met you, and we had a coffee chat, and we had a dance together on your Forever song, and we had an amazing meeting. And you came to the TV show already as a guest, and you inspired us as well. So a ripple effect.
All the
A ripple,
way.
yes.
Definitely. Yeah. Wow. It's it just shows you, we are so powerful, and we do have to step out of our comfort zone in order to be able to inspire others as well, right?
Mm.
So tell me
I
what.
love it.
Go ahead.
Yes. I'm so sorry, Eva. Somebody said she expands. Somebody in the Diamond Beauties, her name is Lisa. She's one of my Mrs. Spot. She said, I expand my knowledge. I expand my comfort zone. And as soon as you expand it, you make yourself open to more possibilities. And here we are sitting, or I'm standing, you are sitting, and having an amazing discussion.
Exactly. So tell me, what is the core message you hope readers take away from your contribution to the book?
For me, forgiveness. Because if you can forgive yourself, first of all, you can love yourself. Because if that forgiveness is let go, let God, then you've got more space to bring your full love for your whole body, for your flaws and All your perfection and non-perfection you can bring into your heart and love yourself unconditionally. And then you can start with the second part. Forgive others and love others. I love it.
Oh,
Because I had to start to love myself unconditionally. It was not easy because every time I look myself in the mirror, I see all the flaws. I saw the double chin. I saw. And then I started to go, touch my face and say, oh, Sanet, you are so beautiful. You are so beautiful. And the more weight I lost, the more beautiful I became. And that's my biggest reason why I am telling everyone they are beautiful. Because sometimes they don't see their own beauty inside of them with their own eyes.
and
So
that is so true.
sometimes I just put on my heart-shaped glasses and tell everyone you
I
are
love them.
beautiful. You are beautiful.
Oh, I love
And I
those.
had one gentleman, my beautiful Eva, that have told me, Sanet, I had 2 coffee chats with you, and I didn't understand why you keep on telling me I'm beautiful. And then one day, that's 3 months after our second coffee chat, he looked at himself. He said, but if Sanet, the beautiful Sanet, can see I am beautiful, why can I not see it? And then he saw it. And he phoned me that same day with tears in his eyes to say, thank you for telling me I'm beautiful. It took me 4 months to realize your words. So that I
Wow.
am so grateful for.
Wow, that is beautiful. And that is so true because I also went through that in my life, throughout my young adulthood and stuff like that. So I know what it means not to value yourself. Many times I went on, in shell and stuff like that. And fast forward a little bit, one day I stood in front of the mirror, because as you take personal development, they tell you different techniques, so you try them, see which one works for you best, right? And then one day it dawned on me, because I grew up in a religious family and stuff like that, and I looked in the mirror, and I asked myself, you know what, I don't think God created you and sitting there saying, oh, look at that ugly Eva. So why am I, as a human being, not appreciating myself just for that simple thing? It's like God's not sitting there saying you're not beautiful. He created you. You are meant to, go out there and be, bold, beautiful, and do things. So from that day forward, I kind of like, wow, that is like it came from from inside. But I listened. I'm like, that is so true. He's not pointing fingers. Oh, you're ugly, you're not this, you're not that. The only people that are doing that is ourselves.
Exactly.
Right. And then I'm like, or we're shaped by the society a lot of times too. And I was like, no, no more. Like, why should I do that? So it was a big moment for me, and I think I had tears of joy and whatever. But anyhow, that is deep.
Yeah.
So how
Can I
has
just
writing?
say,
Sorry,
before you go to the next question, if you were on my TV show, I would have given you this.
what is that?
It's a button. I got 2 buttons from New York.
Oh,
And I just love my buttons, but it's actually a profound statement because God made you perfect the way that you are. We are wearing other people's labels all around us, and then we are stacking our own labels also on ourselves. So I love it's profound. I love what you said. Thank you for sharing, my beautiful Ava.
you're welcome. That's what we're here for, right? To inspire and share our thoughts and inspirations. So how has writing for this book inspired you personally and professionally so far?
So for me, meeting new people, that's amazing. So that was one of the key things for me is I made sure to connect with everybody. And not all of the ladies have connect back to me, but I made I'm Sanet. I'm also in the book. I'm so excited to be part of you. Here's my calendar. If you would love to have, and you have time, book a coffee chat with me. So first of all, to see other people's hearts, other women's heart as part of this book. And then secondly, also to feel more value because you have something on paper in a book and you don't know who is going to read my chapter and what ripple effect not only the person that is reading it is going to change, but the ripple effect of the reader reading my chapter. And we don't even know how far that ripple will go. So first of all, I love the title. I love the name. And then thinking of only, I know there's a lot of beautiful stories in it, and I cannot wait to read the stories. But the ripple effect for our readers to be able to change their lives. Because sometimes people, if they are in the stuck mode, I always say life is 2 steps to the front and 1 back. It depends on you, how long you're going to be in your back foot or stuckness. And maybe there's somebody that reads any of our stories. And then they will see, okay, but if she could do that, maybe I can do it. And maybe we can help somebody to get unstuck like that.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, and it's done.
Yes, yes.
Were there any challenges you faced while writing this piece? And if there were, how did you overcome them?
So no challenges because I started with my journey 5 years ago. And I think not writing the chapter, but if I can go back when I do the forgiveness, even if when I have forgiven myself, I've written a letter, burned my letter and give it to God, let go, let God. I even took the ashes of the letter and I've let it go down the drain so that it leaves the property, it leaves my vicinity. So the biggest challenge that I had after that is sometimes it will still come inside of me. So I wanted to give you and your beautiful viewers a recipe, if I may, because that was quite a challenge for me. Because you have let go, forgive, let go, let God, but then sometimes it still comes in. So if what I have give to God to say, I don't want to carry it anymore, please take it over, take it, I don't want it, and it still comes here, I will tell the thought, if you come back again, I'm going to give you to Jack. And sometimes it leaves you and it never comes back. But sometimes it comes back. Then I will say, I told you I'm going to give it to Jack. So, Eva, do you know Jack?
No.
Hit the road, Jack. I don't want you no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. So, I have sung quite a few times for me in the beginning, especially regarding the forgiveness to self. But after a while, giving it to Jack, I have given it to God, but just wanted to make sure my brain is not on that hamster wheel.
Yeah.
I gave it to Jack as well. And I know God have laughed for me because I will go like this. My husband tells me I'm a drama queen. Hit the road, Jack. I don't want you no more, no more.
Oh my God, you're so hilarious. But no, I love that. There's many techniques, but this one's the best one. I know Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean, but this is another Jack. That's which one is she talking? Yeah, I love it. I absolutely
Thank
love
you.
it. Ah,
Thank you.
you're such a joy. Um, tell me, what advice would you give someone who wants to write and create a meaningful impact?
So for me, I will say if you think you want to write something, start today. Start today. Start with a diary. So here in South Africa, we we talk the English or the King's English. So start a diary. For the Americans that talks about a journal, start a journal. Start today. And don't start tomorrow. Start today. Because you can put your thoughts onto paper. There's something about writing and pen and paper. There's something. And then when you start writing, and you can write for 30 days, you must go and have an amazing dance and an ice cream. If you love ice cream, go and have an ice cream. Reward yourself because you have written for 30 days. And then after writing for 90 days, I know 90 days is like a long time, but 90 days will help you form your habit. And I can tell you, you will be able to write anything.
And I can have
You,
two ice creams then?
yes.
I love ice cream.
I love ice cream as well. So I use ice cream as a celebration. So I don't have that often. But if I do, it's something big, a big milestone that I've done. But I think I know everybody has the power to write their story or part of their story. It's just a matter of putting it down on paper. Because your heart already knows, your soul already knows your story. And anybody can write. Anybody.
That is so true. That is so true. I remember when I first started writing for the first collaboration book, I didn't know where to start, but I sat once, I sat another time, and a paragraph came here, a thought came there, and I started putting those little notes together, and it built a chapter finally, and I was so proud of myself because I did it. Even though it took some time, but when you give it your time and you listen to your heart and soul, it will come. you know but there's times, sometimes we try to override with, oh, it's not this, it's not gonna be. No, just let your heart pour out, and it will come, and then you'll be amazed at what actually can come out of your heart and soul.
So, my beautiful Eva, if I give you this assignment, I will say, Eva, I want you to write in your journal for the next 90 days everything that you observe from your daughter. So, first of all, it's the spirit of her you're going to write down. And secondly, it's going to be a legacy, because when she's older, she's going to look at that 90 days and she cannot believe what she have done. Will you do it?
For sure, I actually love that idea. And speaking of my daughter, I actually dedicated this chapter in the book to her. And because I want her to look back one day and be like, wow, she thought of me then. Wow, and keep that legacy. And I actually love that idea about writing down about her, because at some point I would like to write something even more. And so you never know. See, the seeds
So,
are
because
planted.
so for me, I started with my diary in 2006. I've Because when you're getting older, you lost some of the memories, small things, small things. So now even my daughter will say, Ma, when did I got my teeth? Or Ma, when did the children when did they start walking? Then I will say, I cannot remember exactly which day or month, but let me go and collect the diaries from, because I've got it on, in a cupboard on top. I will let you know. So it's also your history that you have pinned down for for my grandchildren's children. So you don't know who are going to read this beautiful memoirs, if I can say this. It's a legacy that you are leaving. But the more you write, I never knew I could do beautiful poetry. But as soon as I started to write, and about 7 years later, I tried the first time to write a poem. I was like, oh, I can do that as well. So you
Yeah.
never know what skills you will get from just writing your thoughts of the day. And sometimes I don't write a lot, and sometimes I do write 2 pages. I'm looking to see if my diary is not here, but it's not here, it's in front. Otherwise, I would have shown it to you, because it's a beautiful diary that I use at the moment.
Aw. So tell me, because you mentioned about journaling, do you have any daily practices or routines that help you stay focused and motivated? Because like you said, you have a TV show and many other things you're working with. Is there any daily practices?
Yes, so I do have an amazing morning routine and an evening routine. The morning routine it's much more longer than the evening routine, but I write in my diary every morning. I have a Bible study, meditation, and then I'm writing in my diary. And I also in my diary I write also what I want for what I want, if I can call it like, or my dream list. And in the evening, just before going to bed, I will write how I want to, I call it, my children laugh at me because for many years I said, I am giving God a fax for tomorrow. So I am writing a fax to God. Well, my beautiful ones, if you don't know what a fax is, it's it's something that you can send something through to somebody else. But now we've got emails. But those years we had a fax machine. So asking God how amazing my next time would to be. So I do that in the evening, and then I'm dancing for an hour every day, and then I'm dancing with all my coffee chats as well because I want to move more than I eat. So, and that's part of my beautiful routine I'm doing every day. So, thank you so much for asking, Eva.
You're welcome. I love that. And I think sometimes we grow up with paradigms, habits that we no longer want to continue with. So it does take time sometimes and start doing daily practices because on average, I mean, sometimes it can happen like this, but for the most part, for the brain, it takes about 21 days to break up, shift out of old habit into a new one. So I think it's really important to stay on task, have those daily routines in order to for them to take shape and stay with us going forward, not falling back. And sometimes we do have moments that come up and you want to go back to the old, but then you remember, that all these things you're doing, they're not for nothing. They're there for a reason. So you get right back to it. I remember when I first went into personal development and I was like day in and day out, like day after day for 3 months straight, going through the same process to get into a better habit. And then one day I'm like, oh, I just need a break, maybe, So I took day one, day two. By day three, I'm like, oh no, 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 I need to go back. And because sometimes you start going back. So you do have to sometimes retrain yourself and keep it going in order to be permanent.
I
And
totally agree. And I also agree about the 90 days. But the first thing that your viewers need to look at is why. Because if your why is big enough, that's my golden nugget. If your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. And I always love to pick up my picture and say, I am proof of the pudding. But it's if your why is big enough. So sometimes when you forget and you want to go back to your old habits, just remember your why. So your
exactly.
why is very important. And then your next step is to dream. And I call it dream in 3D. The 3D is use all your senses. And if there's something that keeps you stuck, look at your why and look at your end result that you already have imagined. And then it will kick your butt, if I can say that. It will kick your butt into gear and you will continue with your actions.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And the why is really important. It is truly important why you're doing what you want to do, right? So tell me, my beautiful Sunday, how do you personally define success? And has that definition evolved over time?
So for me, a success corporate, that was a different story. So for me now, success means seeing other ladies, especially ladies, but gentlemen also, accomplish their goals. And being their biggest cheerleader, for me, that is true success. And if you can do it with love, service with love, then you will be forever part in my heart, because I do believe that love is the highest vibration, and all of us need some love, and all of us needs to be seen as well and heard. And if you can share somebody else because they have accomplished something good, even if it's a small milestone or a big milestone, that for me is success. And success, I know money, but if success can bring you happiness, I know happiness is just a small increments. If success can bring you happiness, but you can have pockets of happiness for a longer time, that will give you joy. And with joy and love, we can conquer the world.
That is so beautifully said. I love that. So our podcast is called Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. What does this title evoke for you, and how do you see the importance of starting your day with intention?
So for me, if I can show you, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, and it's time to feel good, oh, 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 oh. So for me, is being in the moment. That's important. Being in the moment, taking beautiful breaths, appreciate our breaths, appreciate our hearts. And then as soon as we realize we can keep our own promises and we can achieve small and big milestones, then we will thrive. We will. And then other people will see that. And that's help them to be inspired as well. So not only are we looking after ourselves and trusting ourselves, believing that we will be doing something as we promise ourselves, but we then also are in service of others. My motto is show up for yourself and then for others. Step up, take the action. And when you're ready, you soul up. You give your heart. When your cup is running over, you give your heart and service, love with service to others. And that's what it's all about. And you turn it around. Hokey pokey.
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom, your expertise, your insights, your beautiful energy with us. And once again, don't miss the launch of the Ripple Effect of Impact. It will be soon available on Amazon. Now, if you'd like to connect with Sane, we will post all the links in this video. So connect with her, schedule a coffee chat to get to know each other better, and you see what more Sane is all about. Have a dance with her. I sure did. It was so much fun. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's been awesome and beautiful and just amazing. So I hope you got some beautiful insights out of this. So subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming episodes, because we do have many more authors we're going to interview who have more amazing stories to share as well with us. So I can't wait. Thank you so much, Sane. It's been awesome. Any last words of wisdom you like to share?
Thank you, my beautiful one. So, my beautiful viewers, Ava's viewers, I want to give you the acronym ABLE. Amazing. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are loved. And you are enough. You are able to love yourself unconditionally. I want to say have an amazing day. And I do love to kiss. And it stands for Moments with Authentic Hearts. Ava and your beautiful viewers. Mwah.
Thank you so much, and take care, everyone. Thank you for watching.